The Western Mustangs men's hockey program enters this weekend with a 13-3-1 record and ranked 10th at the CIS Top 10 rankings. I'm sitting here with Clarke Singer, the head coach of the men's hockey program. Coach, I'm just going to come out in the gate and say it. After losing players like Daniel Ehrlich, Matt Clarke, Zach Harnden, and goaltender Josh Unis last season, many would have predicted a bit of a decline in winning percentage or in general talent. That has not been the case with this program this year, as they're just on pace the same way they were last year.
No, that's true, and I think when you look at those guys, we lost some very important names, as you mentioned. But one of the things we've tried to do within the program during my tenure is, recruit across the country to try to continually bring in quality student athletes. So when you do lose guys due to graduation, you got some fill from underneath, and certainly we've done that this year. We do have a lot of great veterans within our dressing room that have been there for 2, 3, 4 years and who didn't graduate. So another great group in the room this year, and I think at the CIS level in particular, you're always losing 5 or 6 guys to graduation every year on many sports, and many times those 4th or 5th year seniors are your key guys. So it's not something we're not used to, but certainly the guys that we did lose last year were pretty key contributors, and the men in the dressing room this year have really stepped up and taken over those roles and really springboard us to where we are right now.
Let's talk about the backbone of the team, if you will, then. Clarke and Greg Dodds, 10-2-1 coming into this weekend. And let's face it, not always it's an easy task to make that transition from the backup role to the starting role. And it seems like Greg Dodds has done that job flawlessly.
Very, very good comment on Greg. Greg came in last year and, didn't play a lot, but he, playing behind Josh. And but looking back to last year, Greg had a phenomenal year. He worked hard. He was very, very committed, and he won some big games for us last year, and he showed us a lot of promise, and he's putting that promise into play this year. Obviously being our number one guy, having great numbers, and one of the top goalies in the CIS and wins. So Greg's a hard worker. He's got lots of character. He's continually pushing to improve himself, and been our most important player thus far to the end of 2014. But as we've talked about many times, we're not going to reflect back on the first half. At the end of the year, we're going to reflect back on, January, February, and March to see if we can get the job done as a team, as a program, when the games really, really matter. And that goes the same for Greg. We really need Greg, like everybody else in our team, to have, a great second half and to put his best foot forward when the pressure's really on. And, Greg's got the character to do that. So we're looking forward to him having a great second half and continuing with great numbers and leading our team.
Julian Shimamore alongside Stefan Salaturo, leading the team with 8 goals each. Both are 5th years, but both have completely different backgrounds, if you will. Stefan is a transfer student from the UNB Varsity Reds. Julian has been here the whole 5 years, and he's been a point producer, but it always seemed to me like there was potential for more, and it's starting to shine here in the 5th season.
Yeah, no, certainly, and those guys have both been key contributors of our 5-on-5 play and power play. And I think when you look at the 2 roles they play, Stefan came to us from UNB as an elite forward, and unfortunately last year with our depth up front, we maybe couldn't get him the minutes that he needed to get to be effective. And he's playing a regular role on one of our top lines this year. He's also playing a regular role in our power play. So I think those 2 factors have contributed to him having more success this year, and obviously leading the team in goals. And Shima, we changed a few things with Shima's game this year and tried to play a little bit more to his strengths, and obviously getting him on the power play in front of the net there with his size and skating ability has been a real key for us, and he's doing a great job. So those guys are both probably in better roles for them this year, and hopefully they can continue that their goal scoring in the second half.
Heading into this weekend against RMC and Carleton, CIS has you ranked number 10 on the CIS Top 10. However, teams like Windsor, McGill, UQTR, all teams that the Western Mustangs have beaten, have ranked higher on the CIS Top 10 rankings. Clarke, I know you personally, you don't take the CIS Top 10 rankings to heart too much, but this team is a contender.
Well, John, that's what we're hoping for, and you're right. We don't really look at the top 10 rankings. We don't look at a lot of statistics. The most important thing for us is that we're playing our best in the next 10 to 12 weeks. That's what we need to do. That's what we're focused on. And, at the end of the day, being one of the top 8 teams at the University Cup, that's our goal. Being on January 8th, being ranked the top 10, one of the top 10 teams in the country, I certainly think that's a nice reflection of the work the guys have put in to date, but it's not very important. The most important thing is the improvement we're making every week as a program, and getting those wins on Friday and Saturday night to hopefully give us the best possible playoff positioning, so we can move on to our goal, which is getting to the University Cup, and that's when we'll look at the rankings.